Welcome to the Breaking 90 podcast, where we talk about all things sustainable fat loss. We take people on 90-day journeys to creating fat loss forever. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy the episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Breaking 90 podcast. I'm your host, Alex Harriman, here with my co-host, Kelly Sarlo. We are two of the coaches of Breaking 90 Fitness. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Thanks for listening.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, how are
Thank you. You let me go first.
Nice, right?
Thank you. Very kind.
What's up? What's new?
So like Emerson, my little guy, my partner's little guy, also plays hockey or is learning how to play hockey. And he tried goalie the other weekend. So I think, does Em have to rotate and play goalie once?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he was super stoked because his mom plays goalie. So this was just like, idolizing what she does.
Yeah.
He got so bored.
Oh, really?
Practice. Yeah, because they were just, they're little Timbits, right? There isn't much action going on. They all just go in a little cluster. Anyway, he got bored and he left the net and played with all the players and all of his goalie gear.
That makes sense. That's awesome. I love that.
He gets off the ice and he complains, "Mama, they scored so many goals on net." She's like, "Well, yeah, buddy, you left the net."
That's really funny. I think Emerson likes it because he's on the ice the whole time.
Yeah.
I could see both sides of that. Like, I would hate it personally, and I think as he gets to a higher level, he'll start to hate it. But right now, he's like, "Yeah, I don't have to come off the ice. It's cool. I'm in the whole game. It's fun."
Fair enough. I think too, like he thought he had to stop everything with his stick. So he thought that was really boring. And when he came off for a water break, she's like, you can stop it with like your glove or your chest or your this or your that. And he was just like reignited,
Cool.
Yeah, if the action isn't in his end of the rink, he's like, all right, well, I'll just go join everyone.
And it's hard at a young age because it's just like puck back and forth. There's not a ton of shots on net, right?
Yeah. So it's funny just sitting with the rest of the parents and getting the looks and the laughs and the like empathetic looks, of like, yeah, my kid was there last week.
Yeah. That's really fun.
Super cute watching kids explore sports and figure themselves out. Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead.
March Madness. Let's talk about it.
Okay. I want to start by, just for those of you listening who don't really know what March Madness is it's an NCAA tournament, so a college level tournament for both men and women basketball. And they'll take I don't know if they use the same amount of teams. I think it's like 64 teams for the men, and I'm not sure if the women use the same amount of teams. But it's a single elimination tournament that runs in March, and it's like super highly watched because it's exciting. Your teams get ranked, and one at a time they get eliminated. There's massive upsets, and the tournament runs and runs and runs until the last team standing. And it's even for people who don't watch basketball, like, it's just a fun experience, and I love what they've done to bring attention to college level basketball as a result.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. And I can't believe I was struggling to even find a story to talk about at the beginning of this podcast today, as you know. And just as you're talking about and explaining March Madness, I'm recalling that back in high school, my brother was so into NCAA basketball. And we left the house, my dad, my mom, and I at the time, we left the house to do some kind of errand. We came back, and on our bathroom door, I shit you not, he drew the entire bracket in marker. Like stuck to the bathroom door. I don't mean on a poster. I don't mean on paper. Like, he drew it on the door. We had to replace it. Yeah. Anywho.
That's awesome. That's a commitment. I hope you didn't replace it until after the tournament was done.
Correct. Yeah, my parents had enough respect. Anyway, okay. So why are we bringing this up?
I just like the idea of it, and I think we can use it in our own journeys in different ways. I like the idea of challenges and tournaments, and for anybody who knows me well, like, I make up games and tournaments and schedules all the time. It's like something I'm well known for in my circle of friends. And I think you guys can do it too, to make to excite yourselves and find different ways to excite yourselves on your health and fitness journey.
Love it. So we're inviting people to be more playful with their health and fitness, right? During this March Madness season. So how can we set up our own March Madness bracket within our circle of friends or
Yeah.
ourselves?
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's endless different ways you can take this, but if we look at the concept of what March Madness is, so they take 64 teams, and each of those teams single elimination gets ranked and plays against a different team. The winner advances, the losers out. And so it goes 64 down to 32, down to 16, down to 8, down to 4, down to 2, and a winner comes out of the tournament, right? And we can do the same thing. We can I like the idea of through March, so going through the entire month, taking challenges and priorities, health and fitness priorities, and competing them against one another to decide what you like in your own health and fitness journey and what you want to carry on in your own health and fitness journey throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, I love that. Would you do a bracket for nutrition too? Like pitting meals against each other or vegetables?
Recipes, going out to restaurants like with your family, like deciding as a family what meal you're gonna make that night. Like I think all of it's cool. Like run with it. You guys decide how creative you want to get. But just if we use, say, meal night as an example, what if like each each night each member of your family throws up a couple meals they want to eat in March, and you make your bracket, and then you randomize it. You can use the randomizer on like Google if you like to do this, and then all of a sudden you get presented and you're like, okay guys, the two meals that we're voting on tonight are chicken and broccoli or tacos, and everybody votes tacos because it's way better, and then tacos wins and advances, and then next week it'll get paired up and matched against a different meal from a different bracket. Like how freaking fun would that make meals for your month?
I love that. Okay, can I present one as well?
Yeah.
A little similar to what you were talking about. It's called Nutrition Showdown. So it's almost kind of like what we used to be introduced to as like bake-offs or cook-offs. So you can do this with a group of people. I would suggest with a group of people if you're open to it, family or friends. So you each pick a recipe and essentially you have that showdown where you kind of sample everyone's meals, or you could be gathering and do this over the course of March, right? And actually have full meals from everyone. And the showdown ends up being voting on your favorites and then creating a recipe book afterwards from
Smart.
the chosen favorites that you can share with everyone.
Smart. I like that. Um, the thing I like about this is that people who are trying to eat really healthy often get bored because they get caught up in like the the monotony and like simple recipes. You're like, oh, I have to do meat and vegetables for dinner. Like you don't have to just do meat and vegetables to eat healthy. You can do any number of things. So this forces you to start thinking about your favorite recipes, creating a healthy-ish version that's in line with your goals, and being like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't done chili forever. I haven't done a homemade pizza for a long time. I haven't done that pasta dish that we made with the high protein chickpea noodles. Like I forgot about that one, right? And so it forces you to start drumming up these old ideas. Um, and that's what makes eating and meal prep exciting. If you every night are like, oh great, I can't wait to put a chicken breast in the oven again and then steam some broccoli, like you're gonna start hating this journey. You
Yeah.
will. That kind of stuff's great as a go-to, as a fallback when you're busy, when you didn't meal prep something, when you know you just need to get the food in. That those kind of meals are great. But if we do a good job of looking forward and planning forward, nutrition and meal prep and dinners can be exciting. I promise you it can be exciting. It just takes a little bit of forward thinking and planning.
Mhm. Love that. Okay, next one, step count challenge
Yeah,
or
I was going to mention that one.
yeah, or kilometer. I've seen it done both ways, right? Step counts meaning like you're counting the actual steps on some kind of tracker, or something like Strava. Or Strava, I guess. That's tabulating your kilometers, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I mean, just like word to the wise, this could break up some friend groups as well too if you get super competitive, like I once risked my relationships. Or it can be just a lot of fun to push each other to kind of new levels or new intensities of movement.
Yeah, I love what Apple does. I think the move goal is so genius that they've created because it combines all of your activity in like an outcome based number. So I like that because a lot of the times with like a step challenge, a friend who really likes cycling doesn't
Yeah.
can't reap the rewards the same way, right? But not everybody's got Apple, obviously. So there's Fitbit versions, there's Garmin versions, there's, just like Kelly said, kilometer. You can just track kilometers, you can track total time of movement, and you can track that. You can do this, you got to find a way to do it fair with the people you're doing it with. So if you have a cyclist in the group, I know it's weird, but some people do like that. You can give them a movement goal that's just based around time too. If you're doing a step challenge, the website Stride Kick is really, really cool, and it's free for like up to 10 users, I believe. And it tabulates it and then puts you on like a leaderboard with your friends for the period of time that you set. It's really cool.
That's fun. And I love the idea too, like at the end of a challenge, have a celebration. Go out for dinner. Have, put a little pot of money in or something. Like make it worthwhile if there's a prize. Even if it's a stupid, funny little trophy that is like bragging rights.
Yeah. Well, even circling back to the March Madness idea now. So for anybody who's done fantasy sports leagues, they'll know how this works, but you get paired up against one other person that week. Like, take your group of friends and have randomized matchups each week that you have to beat that person. Because if you just do it like, okay, all 10 of us are going to compete for the month, one person is probably going to dust everybody every single week. They're just the person who does walk the most. But now you're getting matched against different people each week. So that one person will still win all of their matches, but you still have an opportunity of winning your week or your day or your whatever matchup against other people. It'll drive you to push harder if you know that you're not going to lose every single time.
I like that. I didn't know that that was a thing.
Yeah, really cool. And I think actually just thinking of that, I'm gonna make a note of that because I think we can run with that idea.
So, okay, team challenges. How about that? Where we could put, like, this could be someone that you go to a gym with. This could be, again, friends or family if you want to. Or if you are on an actual team, like, ask or invite them to be a part of it. So, doing little things like group classes potentially, um, or like group hikes, things like that, where people are invited, not necessarily to compete, but where the team has to do it together, right? You could all go to a gym that is simulating an obstacle course or something like that, where it's group activities where you're moving together.
Really cool. CrossFit does a good job of this too. If you're looking for ideas, is it's partner workouts.
Cool.
And so what you do is you'll pick a series of movements and make a number of repetitions that you collectively want to get to, and then you as a team have to divvy it up strategically. So it's like, if one person's really strong at squats, you'll be like, okay, I need you to take a little bit more of the squats because I'm not great at them, but I can do a little bit more of the running because I'm good at running. And you can, as a team, break up the workout, and it's like a collective goal makes it exciting, and it drives each other more extensively. I love the idea. You can do this as a two. If you look online, like look for CrossFit partner workouts or team workouts. There's 2-person workouts, 3-person workouts, 4-person workouts. Some of them are insane. Like, I'm not telling you to go out there and kill yourselves, but use the idea with your people, with your accountability partners, with your workout partners, because it's a lot of fun to do a partner workout.
Yeah, it's really cool because I can see like the benefit of being able to say you're great at this, can you try it? But then also wanting to leave or do more of it, pardon me. But then also walking away and thinking like I want to improve on that so I can partner better.
And then it can be also a marker of your progress. So say you use the same 3 friends, and just as an example, say we have squats, push-ups, and pull-ups, bodyweight squats, push-ups, pull-ups, and we create a total. We say collectively we want to do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats, and we only one person can be working at a time. and we're going to see how quickly we can accumulate those 3 numbers. So then you're strategically divvying it up and like, hey guys, I need a rest. Kelly, you go. And you start tallying on some, and with a whiteboard, we're scratching it off and getting down to our 0. And then we're like, great, our entire workout took us 30 minutes. Next time, let's try to get 29 minutes.
Cool.
And you can see collectively, if you have accountability partners, which we recommend, get your accountability partners. You guys can be like 4 weeks later, try this workout again, be like, oh my god, look how much fitter we've gotten with these 3 movements.
That's awesome. I love that. Last one.
Maybe. What you got?
I got bingo. I love bingo.
I like bingo too.
Yeah, Breaking 90 does bingo quite often. It's super fun. So we choose 25 because there's no free space, 25 things related to either nutrition or movement. And actually sometimes there's sleep in there as well, or educational things like reading and podcasts, where we set out to complete a line and then a full card, I think, afterwards. And then rules around that you can only compete, like, you can only complete 1 to 2 items a day, right? Because if you're trying to stretch this out over a couple weeks in March, we don't want you guys going hard and doing all or nothing. We want you to actually be trying out different things. So bingo could be a great singular activity or group activity as well.
Yeah, and like, depends how long you want the challenge to be. Like Kelly said, if you want it to last the whole month of March, let people only do 1 box per day. There's 30 days or 31 days. I'm not sure, January or March. There's 31 days in March. And
did you just count your knuckles?
I counted my knuckles. And so let people do 1 per day. Then they strategically have to look for the line or the X or the T or the box that's going to be the easiest for them to complete 5 in a row. And it becomes like, I really don't want to do that one that's in the line, but this entire line looks easiest for me to complete this week. And it's fun.
I think it's cool too, because it does force you to plan well as well. And a lot of people, their number one excuse is time management, right? And so if you, like you said, are anticipating the 5 that you're going to do in a row and you don't like that one particular thing, you are planning how and when to get it done and you're committing to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good skill to build as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Do you have
I'm gonna add another one.
Okay.
I really, with friends, I love the idea of scavenger hunts.
Yes.
Because it's so much fun, and you can get as creative as you want. So what you do is you can make rules to make it funnier, or you can just sit down and think of things that you guys would love to complete throughout the month. And so when I say think of things to make it funnier, like you can make letter pairings, or you can make like silly rules around the tasks. So what I mean by a letter pairing is like an activity that starts with A done in an area that starts with A.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So like box squats on a boat. like that's just a random example, but you can, like, you go through the alphabet and you make an A and an A, a B and a B, a C and a C. And you then look at the whole list with your group of friends and decide which one's the hardest and assign the highest point value to it, and go through until you're like, this one's the easiest, assign the lowest point value. And then throughout the month, you guys have to complete them and take pictures or videos to collect the points, and the winner wins.
This is my new favorite thing. Very cool.
Yeah, it's fun. We've done a couple of these in the past, and it's just like, it gets hilarious because if you'll put a couple in that are like outrageous, and you're like, probably nobody will do this, but somebody will, and they have to get a video or picture as evidence. So then everybody can collectively like enjoy and laugh at the video that comes in of that one thing that nobody thought was going to get completed.
If listeners didn't already want to be your friend, Alex, they definitely do after this episode.
You say that, but like, my friends are so sick of this. Every time we get together, it's like, how can I turn this into a tournament? How can I make this more challenging? How can I add random rules to this activity?
Oh, that's awesome.
I've got friends that are just like, can we just play the board game? Like, do we have to add to it?
That's awesome. Thank you. This is great.
Yeah. No, I hope it sparks some ideas for people. Obviously, there's countless different directions you can take this. If the idea of all of this feels overwhelming, like, look at the simplified versions of directions we could take this. This week, I'm going to try a different food every single day this week. This week, I want to try to eat 5 different colored vegetables. This week, I want to accumulate 30 minutes of stair climbing. Like make it really simple if you get overwhelmed easy with the whole idea of this. But the whole what we're trying to do is get you outside your comfort zone and challenge yourself to something unique, something fun, something that's going to improve your health and fitness, but also allow you to have a good time with it.
I love that. Cool. I'm gonna leave them with a tip.
Okay, what you got?
Just a random tip, nothing to do with our March Madness. Rest. Many people tend to go to bed when they are like, hit your pillow, fall asleep immediately, tired, instead of choosing a bedtime where they can actually kind of wind down as they're getting ready for bed and enjoy rest before they actually fall asleep. And there is something beautiful to just like, oh, that was a great day, and you're out cold immediately. But if we're not actually helping our body recognize how to wind down, in the long run, we're actually doing it a disservice, right? And we can become very frustrated. We can even get like very anxious if we're not immediately falling asleep. So I think challenging yourself to get in the habit of resting before falling asleep is a really great health benefit to self-regulation. So hopefully that allows people to sort of just examine their routine.
You guys do struggle to fall asleep and you don't read before bed, please try reading before bed. like I know it sounds silly to some people and it's not going to work for everybody, but for those of you listening that like sit there and try to fall asleep just by staring at the ceiling, or even worse, staring at your phone, like try reading a book. just try it. It will work for a lot of you, it won't work for all of you, and that's okay.
And it's probably not going to work for the people who choose to read true crime. Like, if you're amping your nervous system up, that's not putting yourself into a state of rest. So
yeah, for sure. Find a nice light read, a nice bedtime read.
Cool. Well, this is a lot of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. This next part, Kelly gets mad if I don't do it. So what I want you guys to do, if you are listening to this right now, is do us a huge favor. Take a screenshot wherever you are listening, share it to Instagram, tag at Breaking 90 Fitness so we can see you listening, and let your friends know, because we appreciate it. And that's how more people learn and hear about this podcast and benefit from this podcast. And it's the reason we keep doing this podcast. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Proud of you.